Hi, this
Good morning. We're officially at the halfway point of this 39th annual CSUN Assistive Technology Conference, and welcome to this morning's CSUN ATC TV Broadcast Studio Day. As you plan your day, review the most up-to-date session schedule available on the conference website. You can also check the addendum for any changes. During today's lunch break, we have the Birds of a Feather networking event for those in government and policy. You can bring your lunch and join fellow participants in this room, or I'm sorry, in Platinum Ballroom 9 and 10. Karaoke is back again this year by popular demand tonight. Join us for some great fun. Doors open at 7 p.m. here in the Platinum Ballroom 6. Come sing, eat, drink, and mingle. This morning's featured presentation is What's New in Google Accessibility with Perrin, Anto, Jonathan Bernal, and Cynthia Shelly from Google. They will provide a comprehensive and informative overview of Google's latest accessibility features and initiatives. And I'm going to turn it over to Cynthia Shelly.
Am I on? Okay. Good morning. Welcome to our talk. We're here to tell you everything about what's new at Google with accessibility. And very happy to be back at CSUN. I haven't been here in a few years. So first we'll introduce ourselves. Perrin, do you want to start?
Hey everyone, thanks for getting up really early this morning to hang out with us. My name is Perrin Anto. I'm better known as the bow tie guy. I'm currently wearing a wooden bow tie with twine interstrung through it. I wear bow ties every day. It's easier to pronounce than Perrin Anto. As an autistic person, I've been immersed in disability communities ever since elementary school, being in special ed. And now I have the really special opportunity to be co-designing with those same disability communities and really building the future of our assistive tech at Google. I'm our UX lead, and I work across Android accessibility and Google research. My pronouns are he, him, and I'll pass it off to Jonathan.
Hello. Hey, everyone. I share the same feelings as Perrin, and we're grateful to be here with you, and thank you for getting up early to join us. I am a product manager on the Chrome and Chrome OS accessibility team, and I focus on machine intelligence and AI applications for accessibility. My background with accessibility goes back to when I was in college, and one of the first projects that I did regarding accessibility was a startup incubator where we were designing wheelchairs for the elderly that could be more ergonomic, comfortable, and also could be controlled by your smartphone. And before Google, I was at Microsoft working on the Surface laptops, and it's led me here. And I'm very grateful to be here today with you and share a little bit more about what we're doing at Google. Let's pass it over to Cynthia.
Hello, I'm Cynthia Shelly. I lead the product team for accessibility for Chrome and Chrome OS. I've been at Google for 3 years. Before that, I was at Starbucks and at Microsoft. I've been working on accessibility for browsers and web platform and operating systems for longer than I like to admit, and I think some of you know how long. And I haven't been at CSUN in about 5 years. I'm really excited to be here again. I got involved in accessibility in 2 ways. One is that I grew up in Berkeley, and the Center for Independent Living was in Berkeley, and I thought that disability inclusion was normal. It was normal where I lived, and I was kind of surprised when I got to college and realized that that wasn't everywhere. My best friend had a nanny who was blind, and she had lots of opinions about the Susan B. Anthony dollar and the ergonomics of that, and design of that. And then when I was working at Microsoft, I was working on the MSN homepage, and someone came to me with WCAG 1, had to knock on the door of the office. I had an office with a door, and handed me WCAG 1 on paper and asked me to implement it on MSN, and it said don't use JavaScript, and I couldn't do that even in 2000. And so I asked if I could fix it, and 8 years later, WCAG 2 came out, and by the time WCAG 2 came out, people thought I was an expert. It was very strange. So I've been doing that pretty much ever since, part-time at first, and then full-time for quite some time now. And I'm really excited to be at Google, and I'm really excited to be here and tell you about everything that we've done this year. So first, Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. This isn't just our accessibility mission, this is like the whole company's mission. The word accessible is in there, a nice little call out on the slide. That script font is cute. Letting us know that this is really key to what Google does every day. And we have a lot of people at Google working on accessibility, and we have some great stuff to show you. And we're going to start with talking about Android, and then Chrome and Chromebooks, Workspace, Maps, and then finally we'll share some resources and support materials. And with that, I will hand it over to Perrin.
Sweet. So let's deep dive into the world of Android. Android is Google's built mobile operating system. So first off, looking at Lookout. This is a powerful assistive tech that reads out the details about the physical world. We've built this in collaboration with blind and low vision communities with modes across text, getting information about documents, currency, food labels, trying to find objects like chairs or doors, as well as exploring the world. On the screen, we have a photo of someone pointing their camera in their home at something. It's a house plant, and there's a little verbalization saying, hey, this is a house plant. And the Lookout team has been doing a lot of hard work in the flurry of AI this past year. We really wanted to call out Lookout's Q&A mode. The teams have collaborated with Google DeepMind, leveraging AI models to make images more accessible. The new image mode, it's really cool. You can go in there, add an image, and it will give you detailed image captions. You can also have an interactive question and answer with the image, either verbally, typing it out, and you can ask those specific questions about what's in the image and get more details. So for example, we have a great GIF on the screen right now of a dog on a beach chilling, and you can ask, hey, is the dog looking playful right now? And the answer is yes, that doggo is definitely playful. If you want to learn more about the awesome work that the Lookout team is doing, they have a session right after this at 9:20 a.m. Another key assistive tech in the Android realm is TalkBack. This is our built screen reader within Android. We've been working hard the past year to add some new updates. I really want to call out image description. We all know it can be really hard getting developers to add alt text, accessibility labels, unfortunately. We will do our best to get those requirements in, but sometimes accessibility just isn't built in, unfortunately. And so we've been thinking about how can our assistive tech step in those moments and provide a more accessible experience. So in this example, we're offering an image description. And our image description model can detect 3 different things: iconography in the photo, text in the photo, as well as describing the image part of a photo. So I have a pretty small example up here on the screen. It's of an advertising, but we can say an example verbalization of detected, icon store, there is a store icon, text, special sale only today, discount 25% all items, terms and conditions apply. They add the little URL, and it provides image, woman holding shopping bags. And so now, regardless if you're using a screen reader or not, you can get the special 25% discount only applicable today. But yeah, this is something that the team has been working really hard to make sure we provide those accessible options and that they're high quality. Beyond just image descriptions, we're also offering new on-screen gestures and keyboard commands. We've heard that editing text can be really cumbersome, so we're working to make that better. There's also a lot of improvements coming to Braille displays and keyboards. So we're offering easier typo correction with Braille keyboards. We're offering auto-scrolling with Braille displays, and we're providing additional Braille languages and tables for Braille. If you're using a keyboard, we're also offering new assignable commands for the physical keyboard. Our hope with TalkBack is, regardless of your input and the modalities, that it's easy and accessible to use, plug and play. So those are our updates with TalkBack. Next up, we have reading mode. We've been working really hard to make reading more accessible on Android. Our reading mode makes it really easy to customize larger sets of text and articles. You can go in and we automatically detect the content and put it in a separate mode where we control the contrast, the text sizes. We offer various text-to-speech voices that you can choose from, as well as changing the text layouts. So wider spacing, line spacing, spacing between the letters. It's all controllable, as well as friendly fonts that we've done a lot of research on. We've recently added as well background play. This was a highly requested feature to be able to continue listening and reading in the background of your phone. In the fall, we rolled out Android 14, so next up I'll go into some of the updates that are more at the operating system level. One of them is font sizing, so the ability to increase your font size. We've offered that, being able to go up to 200%, but we've heard, hey, it's really annoying. Every time I want to tweak this, I have to go deep into settings, I have to find the setting under accessibility. So with font sizing, as well as other accessibility tools, we've been bringing them into our quick settings for quick and easy access. So you can just go into swipe down, find it in your quick setting, and change font size on the fly for your needs. We've also tweaked some of the logic around how we scale font. We call this nonlinear font scaling. That's a super jumbled word. So I have a visual on the next slide to show some examples of before and after Android 14. So what does nonlinear really mean? On the slide, we have an example app. This is kind of like a news/email app. There's a big header on the top saying, "Good morning, Emma," and a bunch of cards, and it has various levels of text. And the text gets pretty small in this example. So we could imagine probably any of us needing some level of font sizing increase here. But with linear scaling beforehand, we would just take the font size and multiply it by 2. So everything would just get double the size. And on paper, this sounds great, but we quickly heard from the low vision community that, hey, these big headings are already pretty big, and now Good Morning Emma, that heading up top, is taking up more than half of the screen. And this means I have to scroll and scroll and scroll to get an accessible experience on this app. It would be nice if Good Morning Emma didn't get so big. And so our team has tuned our font scaling to have this, what we call nonlinear model. It means not everything is applied at 2 times. And so the large text increases only slightly, because it is already pretty accessible. And the smaller text is increased by that full 200% or 2 times. That said, we also acknowledge that font scaling may not make everything big enough for you. So if you do want things even bigger than 200%, you can go in and you can edit display size to help make that text and everything in the display even bigger. One other option is using our magnification. So, thinking of my grandparents and watching them use their phones, they will pull out a physical magnifier and use it to look at their phone. Pro tip, we have that in the phone. You don't need to carry around an extra thing to magnify. And so we have continued improving our magnification. Now you can pinch to zoom in and out from 100% easily. We also have the easy to access accessibility shortcut to toggle it on and off. Once you are in magnification and you have it turned on, there's easy to access settings. So we have a GIF up on the screen where we open up that menu, and you can change it from a smaller to a bigger magnification window. You can go full screen with that magnification window. So we've gotten really positive feedback at being able to access, again, these controls in context without having to go digging through all of your settings. One last thing, we've also added the setting to let you keep your magnification on when switching between apps. We also heard the feedback that when switching, it would be annoying for this to be turned off and then have to go find it and turn it on again. So we hope that this kind of suite of tools across blind and low vision on Android really help navigate everything on the system. Yeah. Sweet. So next up, I have flash notifications. This feature makes notifications a little bit more accessible. It provides visual notifications through either your camera or on your screen. So your camera flash will flash a couple times. We were very conscious not to add too many flashes. We didn't want to trigger any other accessibility considerations. We were thoughtful about not triggering seizures, so we just do those 2 simple flashes. As well as on the screen side, you can also get screen flashes where the screen will slightly turn that color when a notification comes in. You can further customize these. We have a bunch of colors. You can choose your favorite color, the color of the day, and we offer an easy way to preview that within settings. I want to point out this was something that about 2 years ago our team heard some really strong feedback about at a couple accessibility conferences. So please, please, please come up to our teams. Tell us if there's something that is creating barriers in interacting with technology. Let us know how we can help. The stories that we heard at these conferences helped our teams prioritize this specific feature. So come up and don't be a stranger. I'll quickly cover some captioning updates. A lot of stuff is very similar than a year ago. I think the main theme is we're adding more languages. But to share a little bit about our captions, we have live captions. This makes it easy to get captions for media playing anywhere on your device. All of the captions with live captions are processed locally. It's secure. It never leaves your device. On Pixel, we also offer live caption for calls. This allows you to caption the call as well as type back responses. Our team is working really, really hard to expand language support, making sure that people have access to these features across all locales. We do want to acknowledge building for accessibly English only or doesn't really reach the rest of the world. So this year we've rolled out updates in French, German, Hindi, Italian, Japanese, and Spanish. And we're committed to trying to make accessibility as inclusive from a global perspective. Next up is Live Transcribe, very close product to live caption. This offers real-time captioning for conversations. We've built some nice little features in. You can add custom words in there, so you can bias it towards language or names that you use frequently day to day. The app can also vibrate when your name is spoken to poor areas. Having to pay for these models to be processed on your device can be costly. So we're trying to bring those offline models so that users don't have to pay for computing costs, but also you get just a reliable experience. Whether you're at home on Wi-Fi, you're going to get good transcriptions, or if you're out in backcountry hiking in the middle of mountains, it will work the same. So we currently offer those languages offline in English, French, German, Italian, Japanese, and Spanish. Within Live Transcribe, we also offer sound notifications. Through our on-device machine learning models, we can securely detect sounds like door knocking, baby crying, fire alarms, the water is running. We hear that a lot, that the water faucet is still running, as well as appliances beeping. Appliances beeping was an interesting one. We heard some feedback. We'd be doing these studies, and we'd be with our awesome deaf testers, and they'd get an appliance beeping notification in their kitchen, and they're like, hey, I have like 20 appliances. What appliance is it? And so we took that feedback back, and we created, again, like another machine learning model. We record that sound on your device, so we ask you to make that appliance beep, and your phone just right there learns that specific sound. And so we built out custom sounds within sound notifications, allowing your phone to learn sounds that are specific to your home. Switching gears a little bit here, I wanted to highlight some of the Google research work that helps build out our accessibility work on Android and in mobile. I want to call out Project Euphonia. This is an AI effort to help people with non-standard or atypical speech, different accents. I have a photo of my friend and teammate Dimitri up here. He is someone with non-standard speech, and he's helped us a lot on this project. And the main goal was to help him and others communicate more easily with other people who unfortunately wouldn't take the time to understand his non-standard speech, as well as technology. Saying, hey, G, what's the weather? Unfortunately, a lot of mobile assistants just don't understand non-standard speech. So Project Euphonia really was getting at the data point of this. So collecting the data, making sure that we have enough data to create these new automatic speech recognition models and make them more inclusive. I do want to give a huge shout out to other disability communities and networks like ADAPT Community Network, ALSA, ASLTDI, Canadian Down Syndrome Society, and more, who've been helping us collect this data and build more inclusive speech recognition. And a little bit more here, we've been collecting different types of data. We see two main use cases. Again, interacting with technology, like calling your mom, stopping the music, turning on the lights, as well as other assistive tech like voice access. We have people who have speech disabilities because of dexterity challenges, and so we've seen a lot of overlap with our users who use voice access. So how might we capture that data for those who do use voice access? We have also captured data with interacting with others, so talking to caregivers, talking to friends, just casual conversations, so that we have that data across both technology and interacting with people. And since 2018, we've gotten over 1 million recordings from 2,000 people, so again, huge shout out to those people, and it's allowed us to build these new models. And we've put those models into Project Relate. Project Relate is an app that allows people to train their own personalized speech model right on their device. You download the app, you go in, and you record 500 quick phrases. And we developed this model that, we have the research papers, go check them out. They can better detect your voice and have a lower word error rate. And so we've heard some really powerful stories from our users already of how just technology, understanding them better, has helped them. So for example, with listen mode, we have a user who has dexterity challenges, and unfortunately he can't write or type, but he has this awesome idea for a book. So he's been using listen mode and using his atypical speech to transcribe a whole book using our Project Relate. Another great story is there's this kick-ass lawyer in Ghana. We have a video from her on our YouTube channel, and she was really struggling with judges. They wouldn't hear her defenses. They wouldn't listen to her in a courtroom because they couldn't understand her voice. So they'd ask other colleagues to make the defense for her. And now she's able to use Repeat, which is our voice-to-voice model, in order to be heard. So she speaks into the app, it understands her speech, and then it speaks back out to the rest of the world in a way that they're able to understand. So these are a couple of stories, and we're really excited to keep exploring this space of speech accessibility. My last thing is biasing with custom cards. Again, we allow people to add that vocabulary. If you're a lawyer, there's a lot of technical vocabulary. So she was also able to add that vocabulary into the app and have, again, personalized speech recognition. So go download it. It's on the Play Store. Check it out. Another research initiative is sign language recognition. This has been a deep partnership with NTID and RIT and the awesome deaf researchers there, as well as Georgia Tech and the Kaggle community. The team so far has collaborated to build PopSign, an AI-powered educational game to learn ASL. We really saw a need amongst family members of deaf to learn ASL. We saw a lot of barriers in them learning ASL. So this app was built with those family members to help teach them at least the basics to start. So if you've been inspired to start learning ASL, feel free to check this out. It can be a great resource in addition to other ASL education. I'll round us out with a couple updates from Pixel. Pixel is our hardware division, and us having control over the hardware like cameras and whatnot really offers our ability to offer additional assistive tech. So check out Pixel Magnifier. You can download that on the Play Store if you have Pixel. And what this allows you to do is magnify small text, perform detailed tasks. You can boost contrast, there's filters, adjust brightness, and more. If you want to learn more about this, the Pixel team has a talk right after this at 9:20 a.m. They'll also talk about guided frame. This is the last in our section, but definitely not the least. This was recently highlighted in our Super Bowl commercial, and it was directed by the amazing blind filmmaker Adam Morse. And this is a great smartphone feature built with the blind and low vision community. Through a combo of audio and haptic cues, we can tell you what's in the selfie or rear-facing camera and help you frame that to take a great photo. And so you can take photos of pets, your dinner, documents. We can recognize those with our machine learning vision models. So yeah, if you want to learn more, again, their session will be right after this at 9:20. I'll pass it off to Jonathan for Chrome and Chromebook.
Thank you. Just gonna go a little closer so I can see. Great. Thank you, Perrin. Very exciting to see all those launches on Android and Pixel. I'm going to talk a little bit about Chrome and Chromebook, Chrome OS, and what we've been doing there in the past year. Last year, we announced reading mode on Experiment. It was on Canary last year here at CSUN, and we were very excited about the opportunity to share this feature built natively in Chrome across all desktop platforms. And now we're coming back to CSUN to announce that it's now generally available on for all users. Very excited about that, so go to Chrome and check it out. It is a built-in functionality, as mentioned, and it enhances the reading experience on the web. Given that about 50% of the population is affected by dyslexia, reading mode enables the reader to focus on the primary content and reduces distracting elements on the screen. It gives you a lot of customization options as well, like typeface, font size, spacing, text, background color, and more. And we're really just trying to give you a cohesive experience as you're browsing. So we're very excited about this. I'm going to just play a quick demo of how it looks like. Here you can see on the side panel, on the drop down, you can open reading mode, and then you'll see we use an AI model to distill the main content on the side panel there, just the main content. And there you can see the customization of the text, the background color, the spacing and font size. So you can really make the text yours. Very excited about that feature. But we're not done with reading mode. In the coming months, Read Aloud is coming out, which is going to be a built-in feature in reading mode. And Read Aloud will bring Google's high-quality natural voices to reading mode. And it is meant to help people who find it easier to consume content by listening, improving focus and comprehension. And that would really help us extend our reach to our users that struggle with dyslexia or really need that boost as part of their reading experience on the web. So we're very excited about that. And here's a demo of in reading mode,
Hi, this is a preview.
choosing a voice.
Hi, this is a preview.
And there you can
Help every student learn how they learn best. With built-in accessibility features, Google for Education helps students and educators customize their learning tools and
See our
create
natural voices.
inclusive learning environments so they can
change the speech size.
learn, teach, and collaborate with confidence. Display and vision. Features that enable high contrast, screen readers and dictation help people who are blind or low vision access information and collaborate. Google Workspace for Chromebook motor and people with Google Workspace for Education features.
So I just wanted to let you hear the natural voices there. We will be working with Google's text-to-speech team to give you the best voices and keep Read Aloud up to date with the highest quality natural voices available. And we're very excited about this capability. We're also bringing some of those natural voices to Chrome OS, to your Chromebook. Now, some of those natural sounding voices are going to be in the voice settings, which means that you can run it on Select to Speaking on your Chromebox. So we will be bringing those high-quality voices to Chromebox as well. And here's a demo of how it looks like when you are choosing those voices now. You can go to the settings, and the drop-down, you will see the option of Google Natural Voices. And then you can see here in Wikipedia, you can select a group of text.
Forests are the largest terrestrial ecosystem of Earth by area and are found around the globe. 45% of forest land is in the tropical latitudes. The next largest share of forests are found in subarctic climates, followed by temperate and subtropical zones. 8.
So we are very excited about giving those capabilities to our Chromebook users as well. And we also announced early last year a feature that we were working on for PDF accessibility. We care a lot about our screen reader users and our low vision groups, and we understand how difficult it can be to come across inaccessible PDFs on the web. They make up about 12% of all PDFs out there. So that means that if any PDF that is scanned or that hasn't been tagged involved is essentially inaccessible to a screen reader user if they're trying to do homework, if they're working, or if they want to casually read on the web. We have built and launched this feature that will make it so that if a screen reader user comes across a PDF in Chrome PDF Viewer that's inaccessible, we will automatically OCR it for you so that you can access the text real time. Just 1 second. No worries. So this feature is now generally available. So if you're a screen reader user and you want to try it out, take a picture of a PDF and open it on Chrome PDF Viewer and see our solution there. We also have some more announcements on Chrome OS. We have now an experimental feature, which means that you will have to, at this point, turn on the flag to use it. And there at the bottom, the flag is shown. It is enable-accessibility-extra-large-cursor in OS flags. And this will give you the ability to change the cursor to an even larger size in accessibility settings and give you that customization. And this is a big user request, so we wanted to deliver that. So it will be generally available in a few months, but it is available now behind a flag. We also provided magnifier, follow and select to speak. And this feature is also an experimental feature. You need a flag to access it today, but it will be available for everyone in the coming months. This feature will enable magnifier with select to speak, and it will follow your reading focus. And you'll be able to enable this in settings. So I will show you how it looks like today.
Forests are the largest terrestrial ecosystem of Earth by area
Magnifier's
and
on.
are found around the globe.
And you can see they're following the text when select to speak is on
is in the tropical latitudes.
with Google's natural voices.
The next largest share of forests are found in subarctic climates, followed by temperate and subtropical zones. 8.
So we're very excited about that. The flag is enable-accessibility-magnifier-follow-STS in the OS flags on your Chromebook. So if you don't have a Chromebook, go get a Chromebook and try these features. Put it on your Chromebook. But if you do have a Chromebook currently, we're very excited that we're rolling some of these out. We are very excited also for some of the other features that are going to be coming out later this year. So we just encourage you to keep an eye out on announcements. There's a lot coming, especially in the AI space. I will turn the time over to Cynthia for Workspace. Oh, sorry, for Perrin, on Workspace.
That'll be me. Before I moved to Android and Google Research, I had the delight of being on Workspace, so this space is near and dear to my heart. I was on Workspace when COVID-19 hit, and it was a really, really tough space to be in. I think there were a lot of barriers in the way that our tech was built at the time, and I'm happy to see tech companies like video chats and other communication software really starting to catch up in some of these accessibility features. That way, working from anywhere is easy and accessible. One of them is Google Meet tile pairing. This was actually a grassroots feature that came out of our Defler group, and we put together a group kind of pitching this feature. What we realized in some of our bigger team meetings was, unfortunately, like the way that Google Meet works is when you speak with your voice, it puts your tile up top. And so if you're in a meeting of 20 plus people and you want to be heard, you have to make noise. You have to use a voice. And this left a lot of our deaf colleagues, a lot of deaf users of Google Meet left out when their interpreters would speak for them, and their faces wouldn't be associated with their work. And so we've introduced this tile pairing where right in Google Meet, you can easily go in, click, and pair your two tiles, so that way when one person speaks, the other is seen. And there's been interest. This was really an accessibility-driven feature, but we've also seen interpreting beyond sign language interpreting really enjoying the feature of being able to be paired, or even two speakers wanting to be represented together. So go check out tile pairing in Google Meet. Another way to start making steps towards a really inclusive platform is multi-pinning. The ability to easily pin the presentation, the speaker, an interpreter, all in one view is critical. And this multi-pinning, the ability to pin is something that's personal to you. So when you go into Google Meet and you pin something, it doesn't pin it for everyone else. And so you can really set up that Google Meet space to be accessible for you and your needs. So we're excited to see that roll out. Another one is Google Workspace. So with Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Drawings, the team has done 10 plus years of work to make sure that collaboration software is accessible across screen readers, braille displays, etc. So when you go in, they have custom built a lot of features in there to make sure everything from comments to suggestions are all announced properly. We've also built in the live captioning features that you saw earlier directly into slides. So regardless if you're using our operating system or our browser, you can still have access to those live caption models if you are using Google Slides. One other one that is kind of a hidden feature that we've heard, I use it a lot, is voice typing. So when you get tired of typing or you have a really great idea and you just want to speak it out loud, there is the ability right in all of them to just go in and voice type. So yeah, check that out. Lastly, I want to call out, make sure to add alt text and all of that info. We've been work to slightly improve the UX. That way, adding alt text is now in a sidebar versus a dialogue. You can go through, for example, in Google Slides, and you can just click the different images, and the alt text kind of dialogue will be right open in a sidebar now, instead of you having to do multiple clicks to add alt text for each image. So those are some small ways that we're working to make Workspace more accessible. And lastly, we have an update from the Google Fonts team. The Google Fonts team hosts tons and tons and tons of fonts, but they've also been doing a lot of research on how to surface typefaces that make reading easier for everyone. So from their research, they recommend a few that are available: Andika, Redex Pro, Chantel Sans. So check out more about text readability. We have a link here, and our slides will be shared at the end. But if you just Google Material.io, making fonts more accessible, it'll be one of the first results. They've written an article about their work making fonts more accessible. So I'll pass it off to Cynthia for updates from Google Maps.
Okay, so just move this a little closer. All right, so let's learn about what we've done in Maps. First is adding find wheelchair accessible places. So you can search in Google Maps for places that are accessible to wheelchair users, and it puts an icon here in the results for the location. So this has the name of the business, the coffee house, its rating, what kind of business it is, a coffee shop, and then a wheelchair icon right there, and then the price and how long it'll take you to walk, et cetera, et cetera. It's right in there with all of the other attributes of that space so that you can be sure that the place you want to get coffee is a place you can actually get coffee. And this is on Android Auto as well. And then we also have the ability to access step-free routes. So you can add to your search that you're looking for walking or public transit routes that don't have places where you have to step up. And this is available for public transit, for walking, and you can also try a more detailed view of voice guidance for low vision and blind users to help you as you're walking without steps to your location. And this one's really cool. We have an attribute for disability-owned businesses. So you can filter and find disability-owned businesses when you're looking for a particular kind of business. Say you want a coffee shop that is not only wheelchair accessible, but also owned by someone with a disability, so that you can make sure that you're patronizing businesses that are within the community and supporting the community. And with that, we will move on to a bunch of resources and support, and we have a lot of them. First, we have the Accessibility Resource Hub, and you don't need to write down these URLs. We will share, the slides are available, and you can find these and also the different flags for turning on the experimental features you saw before in the slides. So the hub is a place where you can find links to everything that is accessible resources and resources on how to make our products more accessible, both with settings for yourself and also things like how to add alt text and how to make your work product more accessible too. And next, we have revamped a bunch of our accessibility websites. Some of them were a little old, but now they are beautiful and new and easy to navigate and have the information categorized in ways that make sense to the community. So first we have Android, And it's organized by vision, hearing, and mobility. Nice big fonts, lots of white space, easy to navigate around. And it's been localized to UK English, French, Japanese, German, and Brazilian Portuguese, in addition, of course, to US English. And next, we have a revamp of several Chrome and Chrome OS sites. So the Chromebook accessibility site has been completely revamped. Again, you'll see those categories for different disability types. And we have a lot of information here. And we've created some new information, but we've also just organized things so that they're easier to find. And similarly for Chrome Enterprise, and this includes Enterprise for both Chrome and Chromebooks. So when you're looking for information for business and for making the Chromebooks in your business and for making Chrome accessible to your employees and to yourself, this talks about all of the features that we have available for businesses. And then education. As you might know, Chromebooks are very big in education. And so this site has a lot of information about all of the different features that we offer for accessibility in the education space, both for Chrome and for Chrome OS, and for Google Classroom, and for Workspace, and for everything that is available to teachers and administrators and students as part of Google Education. And it's, again, organized by disability type instead of by product. I think it used to be by product. And so when you're looking for how am I going to help this student with this kind of disability, you can find all the information in one place. And similarly, when you're looking for like, hey, are Chromebooks actually good, right? Should I buy these? All of that information is there as well to help you figure out what you need. And finally, we have a ton of support. So we have disability support by phone, by chat, in email. There's a help center. You can tweet at us. We have different forums. We have feedback mechanisms. You'll get a QR code for giving us feedback at the end of this talk. And g.co help accessibility, and then at Google Access and g.co disability support. We can do it via Be My Eyes and through ASL Now. And all of this is available to you. And again, those you don't have to memorize the URLs. The slides will be available. And you can sign up for our newsletters, too. And then you can find out about all the things that we're doing. You don't have to wait to CSUN to find out about the experimental features. And you'll get a newsletter where you can just copy-paste the tag. And so signing up for the newsletter, g.co/ally/news, or A11y/news. And then for what's new in accessibility video series, we've got g.co/A11y/playlist. And you can put that on the background, find out about all this cool stuff without having to get up early in the morning. And you can follow us on X at Google Access. Yes. Okay. All right. And then here's some other sessions that Google has today. So driving innovation for pixel accessibility is in this room at 9:20. Enhanced vision assistance, leveraging AI and Lookout. So we showed a preview of some of these features in this talk, and you can get a deep dive. Grand AB, also at 9:20. Building accessible mobile products, Google's Learnings, is in Platinum 8 at 3:20. And perspectives on phone use from people with limited dexterity is in Platinum 1, also at 3:20. And if you use vision-related assistive technology, if you have low vision or you're blind, we are doing usability testing, user research here, today, right now. You can sign up through this QR code, or you can just come down to the Newport Beach room downstairs. We have some slots open. We have coffee, we have cookies. We'll have fresh coffee and cookies all day. Come down and we'll, have you do some tests and explain some things to us and tell us about your experience. We want to hear from everybody here, and tell your friends. We have some gratuities for people who come and do our testing, and it's a great opportunity to really be heard. We're asking lots of questions. We're giving people 20 minutes of time, and you can hang out longer and drink our coffee and chat with us about everything that you would like Google to know. And again, that's 9 to 5 today in the Newport Beach room downstairs. And to get these slides and slides for all of our presentations, you might have noticed there's some presentations that are at the same time. So if you want to be able to go to one and then read the slides for the other, we have a QR code here for sites.google.com/view/CSUN 2024, or you can point your camera at that QR code. And then another one for getting your feedback on this talk and on the features that we're presenting and on features you'd like us to build, anything else you want to tell us. There's another QR code there for that, and I will leave those up for a bit. And I just want to thank you all for being here. And I was not expecting this big of a turnout at 8 in the morning, but I'm excited that we got it. At least we weren't the day after karaoke. Jonathan and Perrin, would you like to say anything else?
I was going to say, yeah, come talk to us. We're really excited to talk to you individually, get some feedback. I guess shameless plug I wanted to add, because Perrin talked about some of the accessible fonts, and Dika is also part of reading mode as well. So I just wanted to add that. And yeah, if it's a font that's important to you, it's available as well. But yeah, come talk to us.
Yeah, come talk, tell us your challenges, barriers. We're UX and PM people, so we love to solve them, so don't be a stranger.
And you can come talk to us in person downstairs, or you can use this QR code if you would rather write to us. But we'd love to talk to you in person. And I think that's all we've got.
We want to thank our Google team of Perrin, Jonathan, and Cynthia. And as Cynthia mentioned, the next live streaming session for CSUN ATC TV is at 9:20, Driving Innovation for Pixel Accessibility. They'll introduce the latest accessibility technology offered on the Pixel phone for blind and low vision users